Good evening.
Sorry, but there's no plague should have
My
left.
father's got the
No,
cough.
at
He was
all.
taken to
I'm
bed.
sorry. There simply isn't any more. It's gone.
You're welcome, Diamond Hill. Always. Ah, the castle. This tells me that your tavern will be a part of Loch Dyden for decades to come.
Last month you told me that the plague would take us all.
I know.
That's not what fate said.
Mid Agarth, you're cut off.
Yeah, and I bet I know whose fault that is.
Haven't been to Hunter's Pit since last spring.
It's your fault that I can't pay my tab, you know? I wasn't ever supposed to come back here in the first place. I've spent the last 20 years knowing what fate had in store for me. And then you... Damn it. I thought I had my life figured out. Not for a Fate Weaver, it isn't. But that's just the problem. When I was young, I thought I could overcome anything. Now, I know otherwise. I fought beasts the size of trees, was celebrated by mortals and Fae alike. When I was initiated into the Fate Weavers, I thought it was a reward for my good deeds. The first time I saw my own fate, I realized it was nothing but a curse. My own death, of course. But not a hero's death as I had always dreamed. I was going to die alone and unknown, killed by an Etten and used for stew.
Ooh.
It was a terrible end, but I knew it was part of fate's greater plan. Then you came and changed that future. You stole my part in the tapestry. I was at peace with knowing the worst. But what do I do now that there's nothing to know? You're right. My glory days don't have to be over, and as long as I'm around you, I don't know how my story will end. That means I've got to make sure you stay around in one piece. Maybe this old trinket from my youth will help. After all, I don't just owe you my life. I owe you my future.
That's right, you do.
Why, I once tracked a Yeth of Avgrun on a moonless night by smell alone. Fey or not, I could have tracked those Tuatha sober. They've set up in a cavern north of town, complete with some way of scrying your location. That's how they found you so easily. I have a plan, but it'll take the both of us to work. These soldiers were sent out with one purpose: finding you and making sure you stay dead. Everything else, the Well, Arden, Hughes, have all been collateral damage. They're using something big to track you. They call it the Eyes of Tirnoch. Smash it, and they won't be following you anymore. The main entrance is heavily guarded and will require a strong attack. The other route is trapped. It'll need a subtler approach. I don't have an answer for that. I can't imagine what about you made Gadflow send his troops across the continent. Straightforward and direct. A warrior after my own heart. I'll cover the back and make sure they can't escape to report back to whoever sent them here. Let's track down some trouble.
Aye.
Is this chick coming with us? running pretty fast. Hold on, I want to get that thing. Can I get up there? No.
This is the front entrance. You'll face their strongest guards, so it's no place for subtlety. Find their scrying mirror and smash it. I'll slip in the back and make sure none of them escape. The immortals inscribe their knowledge of fate into the living stone. I always thought it was a poetic way of talking about the theater, but there it is, in your hands. Keep it close, child.
Child. I'm a man.
The mine has a main entrance and an escape tunnel. The main one is heavily guarded, and the escape is heavily trapped. I saw them bringing barghests down in cages, probably still being trained. Turn the beasts free, and I bet they cause some chaos for you. Whoever that Aelin Shear is, I don't think she's our enemy. If she wanted us dead, she could have killed us while we were weakened. But she's still trouble. Reminds me of a dark elf who left me half naked and tied to a barghest once. Now those were the days. Thanks for giving an old man another chance. It's good to know I've got a future again. And even better not to know what it is.
You're welcome.
Just go inside and find those scrying mirrors. Don't worry. I'll be coming along to help. Good luck. I'll see you inside.
Fuck out of
We're here. Not until you smash those mirrors. It'll keep them from tracking you all over Dalentarth. Good luck.
The undying mortal has grown tired of running, has he? Decided to fight back? Can you tell me the difference between a creature of nature and a child of dust like yourself? We children of nature know our roles. Meek and mighty, prey and predators, life and death, all serve the cycle. You children of dust do not know your place. You come into our land. You come to face your hunters. And you don't know when to die. You shall learn. In time, all mortals will know the might of Gadflow. Blessed herald of the merciful Tyrnach. All mortals end. Even if some are more persistent than others.
Okay.
At least the Tuatha won't be able to track you so easily now. But it looks like you've got the personal attention of their king, Gadflow. If you were anyone else, I'd suggest you start running and not stop for a few years. But you might just have a chance. You're doing well, so far. You've blinded them here, and they haven't killed you yet. And much as I hate to say it, you'll need to take Aelin Shear up on her offer of help. The Codex of Destiny should hold some answers for you. For all I know, you've already met her in the House of Ballads. But it sounds like she's the only lead now. The Destiny Stone showed us the tapestry of fate. But your power must have consumed it all. Everything except the wisdom at its core. The Codex of Destiny. We should be able to get out of this.
The hell are those? Oh, those are not... They're not nice.
Proceed no farther, mortal. You are not one of our kind, and the seat of Sir Sagrel will never be occupied by one so mundane. Hallam the White prepares the contest, and he must not be interrupted at this, our time of greatest need. It is to fill an unoccupied seat in the House of Ballads. This is not a mortal concern. If Hallam learns I told you, he may see to it that I am banned from the telling. I am known as the Squire. It is my duty to assist the Chancellor of the House of Ballads in all of his many endeavors. Hallam treats me well, and it is an honor to serve. The mortals in Gorehart believe they have established a permanent settlement, But they are sadly mistaken. Those homes will crumble. Those graves will multiply. Trees may be cut down, vines stripped away, but the forest will return, and it will not suffer the footsteps of men. Neither will the Fae. The storyteller leads us all in the telling of the great songs of the Summer Court. He administers our house and serves our great knights in the Court of Enchantments. Only the greatest heroes of the summer may be counted among the Court of Enchantments. Gwenson, Belmaid, Ferrara, Olaine, Eärmer, and Creth. Their glory unites all Fae in a common narrative. It is one of the few things our people share. The House of Ballads is home to the Court of Enchantments, where our heroes congregate and train before performing the feats that made them legends. There are 3 main structures on the grounds. The Court of Enchantments itself features the Wall of Saga, which depicts the most noteworthy songs in our canon. The Hall of Accolades is where the finest Fae crafters offer their services. Trainers can be found in the Summer Sanctuary, where we go when seeking enlightenment. He was one of our most beloved knights, a ballad's treasure. I can't bear to think of him dead, now across the sea, a warrior for our savage cousins in the Winter Court. I did not fear them in previous seasons. They were our allies, as important to us as the autumn is to spring. But the Tuatha have upset the balance. This new breed of mad Fae has seized the Court of Winter in its grip. There can only be a summer and a winter. There is no other third order if we crave balance. I will be here.
That girl's dead.
Listen, all of you. As you've clearly heard, a rare vacancy has occurred in the House of Ballads. There has been an event, a great twist in the narrative of our kind. Sir Sagril has fallen. Sagril, slayer of Ozigan, defender of the crown of Haxi, has been defeated. A death in the House of Ballads gives an opportunity, a chance for one hero to join the ranks of the greatest champions in Fae-telling. Olaine, Creth, Wenson the Bold. Do any of you, have the courage to pass the confirmation? If you do, your adventures will be sung to the heavens for all eternity.
Mortals do not belong in the House of Ballads.
Yeah, well, I'm here, so deal with it.
Oh, I hope you're here for me. Let me take a look at you. Ooh, very fair you are. Too fair for the House of Ballads, that is certain. I tend to enjoy the company of mortals. So fleshy. I'm Ilova, instructor in the persuasive arts. That includes seduction, but you probably guessed that. I was brought here by Ferrara himself. Forbidden love can lead you in the strangest of directions. Here I am at the House of Ballads, and I won't even hold a sword. Care to be my squire? Intense relationships they are. Very intense. Many moonlit evenings are expected. The ballads sing of her as a winter court witch, and that she wishes to wither the summer. Me, I believe her affections for Wenson are quite real. I've met him, I know. I can make almost anyone do almost anything. Don't believe me? Ask one of my many admirers. I'm willing to make you privy to my secrets. For a price.
Oh, I see.
Bye-bye.
Welcome, ageless one. I am Arvia, but I suspect you know that already. The tides of fate have washed me upon your shore, and I am here to do your bidding. I am but a tool of the Destinies, a mouthpiece for their changing voices. I do not know how I know what I know. It has been that way since I first stepped from my hollow. You act as though we're strangers. That's not true, is it? In many a dream you've come to me. Even in death you've brushed my consciousness. I am here for you, to guide you in a careful separation of the threads of fate, and to ease you into a more appropriate plane. Lord Isa had great faith in Wenson, and his instincts have proven true. But all kingdoms fall, and all kings fall with them. There is no clear victory for the House of Ballads. I see nothing. Only you. Yes, it's true. She exists, skirting the edges of my consciousness. But I am unaware of her intentions. That is more troubling than anything else. Until we meet again.
Mortals, always looking for trouble.
Welcome. You've come to the right place, my friend. Yes, you have. This is where all the grandest questing goes on. Right in this bottle. Hey, old Ukobal will teach you everything you need to know about alchemy. Pinch of this, drop of that. Not much to it, really. Tell me what you need and I'll see to it you get a bottle. That is, unless I've consumed it all in a fit of fancy. Care to learn? I can hardly discern one of you creatures from another. I mean no offense, of course. I simply don't care. Dig for the rumors elsewhere, my friend. I really don't remember how I came to be here. So long as no one tells me to leave, I'll carry on, spinning my own song long after everyone else is gone. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Why, hello.
What the hell did I do?
Lionel, I assure you it's an ancient codex, just like in the tales.
Intriguing. And why would such a thing be revealed to a child of dust? Gorhart is the place for you. Welcome to the Summer Sanctuary, where the seeds of knowledge are sown and nurtured. I see you are a stranger and a mortal. I am Green, and I possess the healer's warmth. Do you have need of my services? Have you been injured in your mortal war? All of us at the House of Balance live to serve Wenson and the court. They are the lords and ladies of tradition, embodiments of Fey glory. Without them, we are nothing. If you ask me, our kind should be moving east to aid the Alpha. We are part of a bigger world now. The telling has changed. We cannot ignore what you call the future. For our kind, healing is simply a matter of asking our bodies to mend themselves. For one like you, it's more complicated. I don't know how you lasted this long. I do what I can. Most of the time, it's not enough. I've learned much from the dying races. Life is precious. Our kind often forget that. Stay well. Greetings.
A dustling.
And here I was beginning to think that you'd never show up. This is Lionel, Lore Master of the House of Ballads. Give the Codex over to him, and he may have your answers. The Tuatha are a radical sect of Fae within the Winter Court, led by Gadflow and his insane rants about their new god. They've taken power and declared war on mortals. They use raw prismia to enhance their power, and their devotion borders on madness. But the most terrifying thing to the Fae is simply the fact that their siblings have changed so completely. You haven't been around much, have you? The Tuatha have been pressing west from their home in Alabastra. Right now, they're only threatening my people. But if we fall, the Tuatha will turn their eyes to the other mortal races. We've known for a long time that Prismia crystals allow us to store and focus magical power. The gnomes use it in their grander inventions, when they can get it. But we have no idea how Gadflow got a hold of so much of it. It makes his Tuatha the most dangerous army I've ever seen. The Fae do not have a written language, so their tales are their lifeblood, their history, and their future all in one. The House of Ballads is where they enshrine these legends and celebrate them, time and again. Lionel's one of the greatest balladeers amongst the Fae, and the most learned lawmaster you'll find outside of Issa. And as it happens, he owes me a favor. A close friend once told me, strive to be whatever you want to be. Fate might be a lie, but if it isn't, then worrying about it won't change a thing. For a long time, they were content to keep to their play of the summer and winter courts. Now we fight Gadflow and the Tuatha for our very existence. The Codex of Fate is no simple lawstone. It's more subtle and complex than any mortal could comprehend. But a law master of ballads may be able to interpret it.
Maybe I don't want to give it to him.
I'm a woman of many talents, and we're all taught that we must use our talents for the greatest good, right? The Summer Court, or the Seelie Fae if you prefer, embody the growth and energy of nature, but they can still be as aloof and uncaring as a brutal summer day. The current High King of the Fae is Titarian, the wisest of the Summer Court. While Gadflow has undermined the Winter Court, he tries to keep their cycle in balance. Titarian isn't quite what you'd expect from the High King of Summer, but he hasn't got the arrogance of his cousins, or their cheer. Ever since Gadflow killed the High King of Winter and started the war, Titarian has become distant and melancholy, and blind to the dangers around him. The Winter Court, or the Unseelie, embrace the destruction and decay of nature. They aren't evil, but they aren't exactly the best of friends. Normally they share power peacefully with the Summer Court, but since the Tuatha have seized power, there is neither peace nor predictability. Lore Master Glional has devoted centuries to the study of lore and ancient Fae stories. The codex you found isn't just any lore stone. Just talk to him, and I'm sure he'll be able to shed some light on the issue. Be on your way.
Come closer.
I don't want to give it to you though, buddy.
You must be Lady Shear's friend. She speaks very highly of you. An occasion rare enough to be worth recording in its own right. But let's see this codex. The fabled Codex of Destiny. When the Fate Weavers formed their order, our High King gave his own wisdom to assist them. To have such knowledge in your hands is a tremendous gift, but why did it reveal itself to you?
'Cause I'm the shit.
Nonsense. All children of dust have a story that is written before you see your first dawn. Now, I can only make out some parts, but this is odd. The Codex speaks of an exception, a void, an end to the endless.
That's me.
This is simply too much. The High King would never pawn such absurdity off as wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I cannot.
Fuck you
It
then.
simply cannot be the true Codex of Destiny. It must be nothing more than a very impressive forgery. It speaks of impossible things. Changes to fate, death of the immortals, and other heresies. To ascribe these lies to the High King would be treason. I would thank you to take your codex away from here. I will have no part in these lies. For you, tales are naught but a reminder of your inevitable decline. But for the Fae, Our tales are eternal reminders of our truest selves. Here we celebrate the very heart of our kind. The greatest of our tales, reborn and relived. The role of the storyteller is the most important to the Fae in the Court of Summer. He watches the telling as it unfolds. His gaze is not on one ballad, but all of them. Every creature has its story. The wake it leaves behind in its travel, that is a telling. It is a narrative of defeats and victories that give every life meaning. Our Fae telling goes on from creation deep into the hidden end. Until then, we celebrate the small songs, the ones that celebrate the spring in which we find ourselves. As antiquarian, I'm keenly aware of the lesser ballads in Fae telling, and do my best to ensure that they're not lost in the wide river of time. I'm keeper of the Echo Stone here in the House of Ballads. It has only come to us recently, but I find its purpose most fascinating. It is a new relic crafted by several of our most attuned Fae mages. Usually the notion of new repels me, but in this case, I can't help but feel a spark of curiosity. The Echo Stone can be used like a lore stone to experience past narratives, stories that have long since left the lips of their tellers. However, one can only use the Echo Stone if he has the right matching cairn, a magical key devised by Hallam the White himself. He is an offense to our people. He upsets the natural order, and his war breaks the cycle. I will speak no more of him.
Jeez, oh, somebody's got a anger issue.
We are the story that is told in every age, with different words, but the same meanings. We are the blazing summer and the brooding winter, forever following one another. We are as we have always been and shall ever be, no more and no less.
Yeah, that's...
All of us in the Western Feylands are subjects of High King Tatarian. Our presence maintains the natural balance, bringing the green of spring at winter's end. It's had a meaning to it. Only its author could tell you. His wisdom is above us all, even the lords and ladies of the House of Ballads. The High King guides us in all the grand telling of the Fae. Do not bother me with such foolishness again.
Lionel spends his life cherishing old stories, but show him something truly new, and he dismisses it. Tragic. No, I bet my blades that it's real. Lionel may be a very learned scholar, but it's been ages since he had to learn anything new. Most Fae don't take well to new ideas. If this old fool thinks the High King would never have written the Codex, then it's all the more important that the High King see it.
Ew.
Tatarian isn't like other Fae. I'm sure he'd be interested in you, even if you didn't have that Codex. The only problem will be meeting him. His court is in the city of Isa, and few mortals are permitted to enter its gardens. I do know one individual who can allow you to enter, but you'll have to meet him alone.
Oh boy.
Nearlim is more of a what than a who. You'll understand when you meet him. With any luck, he'll be more favorably disposed to you than he is to me. He's bound to be curious at least. You'll find him in southeast Dalentar, at Caer Nearlim. Just head towards the giant tree and, well, you'll see. Nearlim is the oldest living mortal. He remembers the time before even the Fae called these lands home. You should see how they cherish him. He rarely grants an audience to visitors. His tenders say he knows the future as well as the past. It makes him very particular about what he says. That old coward. He may have lived 100 heroic lives, but he's lost the moment he faces something truly new, pathetic. None of us could have foreseen the rise of Gadflo and his army, but we should have, and now we're all facing the price.
Yeah, so what? Ugh.
That codex isn't just a complicated lore stone. It seems to tell a tale most Fae don't want to hear, and created by High King Titarian himself, no less. Interesting. You'll have to meet him on your own. I'd accompany you, but Nerulem and I have our disagreements. Nerulem is the oldest living mortal. He remembers the time he rarely grants an audience to visitors. His tenders, good luck with Nerulem, and ignore anything he says about me.
Ha! Let's see what he says about you.
Brother Fallon should have come.
What, are we going to meet a tree or something? The tree's gonna be him. Oh, get out of here. Oop. Okay, maybe it's a correction. What daggers? Holy, what the heck? Whoa. Okay. I don't know what that thing is, but run the hell away. Jeez Louise. Go back this way.
Well now, looks like a nice cut of meat just fell into our laps. Welcome to the Traveller's Camp, Dove. So, I don't want to think you've stumbled on our camp by accident. Go on, ask. Ask to join our merry number. Oh, you're breaking my poor heart, Dove, just like Krilgarin. But I trust you'll come to regret your mistake. When such a time has reached you, see me again. I'll be right here. But feel free to explore the camp if you so like.
That's right. I'll mess you up, trying to mess with me. That's why. The hell are those things? Owls?
But not like the others. Welcome. No one has been waiting.
She bested Threng in combat fair, Finian's cycles kept. The exploits of this maiden's role, a burdensome and heavy toll. She lived among the mortal clans and bargained with their kind. Throughout the town they stood in fear of the brilliant fighter near.
Come closer, little curiosity.
Told you. I'll be talking to a tree. Maybe just an orb in a tree.
The curious one seeks a way to the Fae, but it has found its way to the boughs of the World Tree instead. Rest, Quickling, and I may study you. Look around you, and I am all that you can see. My roots spread across Dalantarth. My leaves read the winds from Frostbrine Coast to Alabastra. My family and I circle this world. We were saplings when your kind emerged from the dark, and we will grow with you until this world burns once again.
Told you. Going to meet a tree.
My roots spread wide and deep, and I have heard what brought you here, but I cannot see where you go hence. The time of the Fae is passing. I must shelter them in their twilight, and protect them from the Prismere corruption that spreads in their kin.
Good. Give me some power or something.
The gardens of fate are clear to me, and all that ever shall be are visible in its blooms. Issa's end has always been certain. Buried beneath Prismere blades, I can only hold back the tide. But you, perhaps you can change the currents. Where you tread, you mark all you touch. Before I would help you, I must know. Will you be a kind gardener, or a careless reaper?
Well, I'm gonna be a careless reaper, but I'm gonna lie to you. No.
Yes, but will it be for the better? I cannot stop you from trying, but perhaps I can guide your efforts. A tribe of trolls has been corrupted with Prismere. Their matriarch, Nash, has united the clans in the first step on the path of Dalantarth's demise.
Okay.
You can change this fate, but to what? In doing so, you may awaken a more dangerous threat, like your ally, Aelin Shear.
What's her deal? What? Oh, you don't like her, that's right.
She walks a dark and tangled path. A path you once walked together, before you died. But your path is your own now. Defeat Nash, remove the taint of Prismere. Then I shall see who you are, if not who you will become. The last great Fae city, at once the birth of their dream, the throne of their great realm, and the deathbed of their kind. In thanks to High King Titarian, my boughs stand vigil over their city in their twilight. Only by my leave may visitors see them in their weakness. To creatures of flesh like yourself, Prismere is a powerful tool to harness magic. But to creatures of pure magic, like Tuatha or trolls, Prismere is so much more. To them, it is a curse, a blessing, and a rapture all in one. It drives them and consumes them. And to the weak-willed, it corrupts them utterly. I am as world trees have ever been since the dawn of time. I watch, I understand, and I remember. The troll matriarch. Prismere has corrupted her, making her cruel, cunning, and far more ambitious than her brethren. She bears the marks of the Tuatha, and she shares their murderous intent.
Ew, well, gotta take her out then, right?
The fates of quicklings are very simple. Growing, consuming, expanding, dying, and always rushing predictably along your paths. You are unique among them. You decide your own direction, But does that mean you will choose anything different?
Alright, Tree. I'm kind of getting sick of your backwards riddles.
Like the sun in the sky.
Come on now.
They knew me when I was a sapling, and they will know me when I rot. But they will never know change, nor how to save themselves from their patterns. Only one Fae has ever truly changed, and he now leads an army to destroy your kind.
It's true.
Aelin Shear is a mystery and a simplicity. She is focused in a way few Quicklings are. Her dedication is true, but I do not know the cause. Together you have walked dark paths beneath my boughs. You knew one another before your death, or thought you knew each other. The troll matriarch and her brood await at Haxi. Their corruption burns my roots and threatens our future.
Okay.
I can no longer ignore the Quicklings like your kind, who rush through the world, ever anxious, ever eager, ever evolving, but never changing. Fools who hack at my roots and burn. And sometimes sages who hang from my branches and learn. Walk your path and watch your ally.
I trust this fucking tree more than I trust that lady I'm supposed to used to know or whatever. Oh boy, I gotta go back to there. Oh, is he really just right there? Fine. Yeah, it's not right there. I'm gonna actually have to go all the way up and around. Good. Alright. I'll get this troll tomorrow. Maybe I'll go after it now.
The story of two valiant souls I bring, of the lords named Ermer and Kreth I sing. Two hearts united against common foes. The thoughts in mind of one the other knows. Lord Creth of Fey Knights most stoic and grave. Lord Aylmer's Night Hand and Shadow the brave. And genteel Aylmer, his equal in might, the dawn to Creth's dusk, the day to his night. Here's the tale of how they stopped a troll. The Maid of Windermere misled its soul.
No, that's not what I want to do.
Half the village sick with this damn plague.